did Sir Criston Cole get away with the murder of Joffrey Lonmouth at the wedding feast of Rhaenyra and Laernor? It's a question a lot of fans were asking in its aftermath, more so as there was a huge time skip the next episode, with the events of the wedding feast never really mentioned again. While I think there is a simple answer to this question, the issue is it would have been shown during this time skip, meaning viewers never really saw the resolution to the events. If you've read Fire and Blood, then you know the answer, and it's not hard to surmise what happened. Alicent Hightower advocated for Criston, and rather than bringing attention to the scandal, Viserys was more than happy to look the other way. You also have to consider the context of the situation. In the aftermath, any information regarding the cause of the altercation is now the word of a respected Kingsguard knight versus a dead man and a rumoured lover of the future prince consort. It would be very hard to really prove what happened. In this situation, it's easy enough to spin it such that Joffrey threatened Rhaenyra for marrying Laernor, or something to that effect, and that Sir Criston Cole was doing his duty protecting his charge. He even had a knife the witnesses would have seen. This in itself makes it easy to spin Alicent taking him under her wing, and in turn easy for Viserys to turn a willing blind eye to it. I think what's also interesting with this idea is that as a viewer, we don't actually see what sparked the altercation. Joffrey could have very well said or done something that did provoke Criston. Moments before, when Joffrey effectively told Criston he knew he was Rhaenyra's lover, and in a way low-key blackmailing him with that information somewhat. Connected to this is another issue fans seem to have with this scene, is when Cole is beating Joffrey to death, Laernor attempts to stop him, which results in Cole punching him. Some have pointed out that Cole just physically assaulted the future prince consort. The key word to this though is future. At this point in time, Laernor is not the prince consort. That in combination with Alicent backing him and Viserys wanting to turn a blind eye, it kinda starts to make sense how Cole got away with striking him, and the events altogether. An argument against this idea is that Kus Valaran is a proud man who would not sit back and allow his son to be struck like that. But what people are forgetting is the wider context of the events and characters. We see in prior episodes that Corlys is struggling to come to terms with his son's sexuality, hanging on to this idea his son had just not met the right woman yet. While yes, the events of the feast are scandalous, the wedding is tainted somewhat and his son was assaulted, but on the other hand, the known lover of your son was also killed in the process. At the end of the day, Corlys still gets what he wants out of the situation in a marriage of Rhaenyra and Laernor, and the lover of your son is also now dead. I can see a circumstance where on paper, Corlys could actually be quite pleased with the outcome, if not how it occurred. But here is inherently the issue. The viewers should have been told this or shown something to this effect, but due to the time skip, there is simply not time to do this, and it was left for viewers to figure it out on their own. But the thing is, the writers made this whole situation overcomplicated, and none of this would have been an issue if they had just stuck to the book version of Rhaenyra and Laenor's wedding. In the book, rather than a lavish feast, there was a whole series of events to celebrate the wedding. One of these was a tourney, in which Criston killed Joffrey in single combat during the proceedings. This makes much more sense than Cole just outright killing him in cold blood. As we see in the first episode of the show, deaths happen all the time in tourneys. Thus, Cole killing Joffrey could easily have been put down to that, without the need for the mental gymnastics of the show's version. So why didn't the writers just follow the book version, if it made more sense and was easier to show narratively? I think it comes down to a practical reason: budget. We know from the behind the scenes of both Game of Thrones and the first episode of House of the Dragon, where an action-packed tourney was the key element of the episode, that they are very expensive to produce. I can see a situation where the producers couldn't justify the cost of having two huge tourneys in the first half of the season. Thus, the scaled-down wedding celebration to allow the tourney in episode 1, which is used as such an important plot device in setting up the story. I mean, they could have filmed both back to back, but in terms of budget, I can understand why they may have made that call. It's just that the approach they did take with Joffrey's death at the hands of Cole really changes the tone of the events from the tragic death in the tourney, perhaps with malice on Cole's part, to Cole simply brutally beating a man to death out of nowhere. Ultimately, it does negatively affect viewers' impression of Criston Cole as a result. Now here's the thing, I love the wedding scene and hate it at the same time. Alicent's entrance in the green dress is one of my favourite bits of the season, and throughout the scene you can feel the palpable tension between the characters, especially when Daemon shows up and his dance with Rhaenyra. It was executed really well, only for it to be let down by Cole's killing of Joffrey in the way he did. It's a shame if you ask me, and I think there was probably another way they could have handled this aspect of the scene that does not damage the rest of it. I had this idea of merging the book version with the show version somewhat. You could have a mock duel between the champion of Rhaenyra, Sir Criston Cole, and the champion of Laernor, Joffrey Lonmouth, in a sort of exhibition match for entertainment purposes at the wedding. This is not unprecedented and has happened elsewhere in lore. You then have Joffrey's death follow the same route as in the book, with him being killed apparently accidentally by Cole during the duel. I mean, that's just my take on it. At the end of the day, I think the writers wanted to create a shocking moment, which they did, but not necessarily for the right reasons. What do you guys think of all this? How would you have handled Joffrey's death differently? Let's talk about it in the comments.